Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Open this QR code on Google Lens, your camera. If you are not able to open, then you can go to Google and type www.menti.com, and there a code number you will be asked, where you will have to put this code. Is it happening? Yeah, that is okay. You just open this, then something, whatever I will change, then you will see those change in slides on your screen. Just open that Mentimeter.
This is how it should appear. Just the screen.
So now when you have opened the Mentimeter, whatever changes I am making in the slides here, you will be able to see in your screen. Are you able to see this screen now? Welcome to an interactive session.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that is the purpose of Mentimeter, that whatever controlling I'm using here, it will be happening in your screen. Okay. So I asked you a question that what is the energy level? Now you have to, firstly, before that, a disclaimer that the data which will be collected through Mentimeter in today's session, it will be not saved as a person relevant. It will be anonymous. So it can be used for future data publishing with permission. Will that be okay for everybody? Thank you. So here
Archana,
you
one
can
second.
answer your question. Yes, Isha.
Archana, can we see the slide once again where there was the code? There are some people who've not yet been able to scan the code, and they're writing in chat that I want to know the code.
Sure. I will go back. So yeah, one second. So this is the code for people who are joining online.
The QR code.
Isha, are you able to see here?
Yes, I can see the QR code.
Yes.
Mr. Vijay Boda had written that he wants the code. Is it satisfactory, or do you want to see the Menti? Okay, yeah. Rahul has shared the code also. Great. Awesome. Archana, we can go ahead, please.
Thank you, Isha. So thank you for your responses. I can see 47 responses out of 78. Both. So here, how many people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, almost 20. So we can say 100 people are there. So I have received 60 responses. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So this was the check-in for all of us. Now we will move back to our presentation. So now a little bit about myself. So I started my career in dentistry, where I graduated, did my master's, double master's and a PhD. And I was having fellowships, patents, copyrights, publications, everything on my name. And I was working as assistant professor in a dental college. And there were ups and downs in everybody's life, and so were there in my life also, where I took some friendly coaching sessions for myself, and I felt too much empowered about after those sessions. And when I came to know about myself through that empowerment, I decided to dive deep into that coaching practice, and decided to do a foundation course just to know about myself. But after completing that course, some inner calling came that if I can feel this empowerment in my side, how can I be the source of this empowerment to others? And that is where I resigned from my job. And now I'm totally into this coaching, felicitation, trainings, workshops, sessions, and everything. So now I am a professionally certified coach from International Coaching Federation, and I work as youth empowerment, for workplace culture trainer, motivational speaker, and I work on emotional intelligence mainly. And I have my own startup, that is Gray Matters in Life. Okay, so somewhere my inner calling called me, and I resigned from my job, and I started a foundation, that is, or startup, that is Gray Matters in Life. Now, again, I would like to go back to the Mentimeter. And please answer this question. What is the reason for which you joined Lahi? Any one answer? If you can like to give multiple answers, that also you are welcome to do.
So we have to respond on the QR code in the Mentimeter.
Yes, yes. So the QR code will be scanned. So already you are in the Mentimeter, and there is a space to fill those responses, and you can write your answers.
Are all the people online able to understand that we need to move to the second question in the Mentimeter? Please give a thumbs up if it is convenient, or if it's a challenge, please raise your hand. Great.
So I'm hiding the responses till everybody is responding, so that there is no bias, that looking at others' responses, we are typing our own response. So when at least 50% of the people will respond, then I will show the responses to you. So I'll show you the responses. So the maximum people who have given the responses for growth and passion, ambition, experience, for social cause, for career, for a good salary, for empathy, for education, to giving back the society. Thank you for your responses. Thanks a lot. So what are you learning from all these things? Anything which is coming to your insight? If anybody, so passion is the main thing which is coming in the center. So most of the people are responding as passion. So when we follow our inner calling, that is the passion which drives us. Thank you for sharing the responses. So today's session can be dealt in two ways. You can see one is kind of a classroom where I will be lecturing you and you will be able to listen. And the second is kind of a group discussion where you will be answering on your own with the help of discussions, and we will evoke that awareness with collective wisdom, and the concepts which I am going to share, you will be actually coming out with those concepts through your own self. So what will you prefer? So this one, any online preferences?
The left picture where there is a group gathering, the right picture where there's a lecture. So you can write left or right in the chat box.
Anybody has written?
Yes, we have responses. A lot of people are saying left. And there's also someone, I'm not taking names, saying that we need a combination. Yeah,
Okay.
multiple people are saying both. So
Okay.
yes, your wisdom is also required, Dr. Archana.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Isha, for sharing. So yes, I will be sharing when your wisdom will be evoked. After that, I will be sharing for sure. So first, I want to have that wisdom from you, and then I will also be sharing, obviously. Thank you for your responses, both in person and online people. So our session will be divided into 4 parts. Firstly, there will be a purposeful hello. Then there will be a case study which will be discussed. And finally, what the online people have shared that they want to listen from me also. So yes, I will be finally sharing with you some words of wisdom along with the framework which I can give to you. And depending on the time, so I have been given 2 hours for this session. So depending on that, I have divided the time that this purposeful hello is just for 15 minutes. So the next exercise, what we will do for 15 minutes. Then case study will be also reading about the case study, knowing about the case study, it will be of 15 minutes. Then discussion among yourself, because it will take time among yourself. So we will take 30 minutes for that. And when that wisdom will be evoked, so total amount for that time will be 30 minutes. And finally, when I will be sharing my wisdom, that will be 30 minutes. So this is how I have divided this session. So shall we move ahead for a purposeful hello? So please divide yourself in a group of like 3 or 4. So for that, can you raise your hand and say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. You say 4. 4. Okay. Then 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. So those who have said 1, they will be in one group. Those who have said 2, they will be in one group. Those who have said 3, they will be in one group. So now reshuffle. So online breakout rooms will be there.
Yeah. Will someone help us create?
1 second. Excuse me. Online breakout rooms. So according to 78 participants, you will make 6 only. 7. ठीक है 12 डाल दीजिए हाँ 12 6 groups हाँ वहाँ पे
Archana, what are we supposed to do in the breakout rooms?
1 second Isha. Yes Isha.
Please give instructions to the team on what they're supposed to go when they go to the breakout rooms.
Yes. So right now they are not in breakout rooms. Pratik, let me give the instructions. Then let them send in the breakout rooms. Okay. So everybody is there with their own groups, shuffled. So the activity is for the online people also, and for the in-person people. The activity is share one of your colleagues' story related to one of the core values of Lahi. So you are not going to share your story, like what you have exhibited as a core value of Lahi, any incident about it. Any of your colleague who has exhibited that core value of Lahi through any incident, share that story within the group, okay? And we will come back. Okay, so is this thing clear to the people online?
Yes.
So if the instructions are clear, we can move into the breakout room. And
Hello, ma'am.
yeah, one person story. And you will be given 7 to 8 minutes for sharing the story. 7 to 8 minutes for sharing that story. Will that be okay? Will that be okay? Yes. Please
नहीं नहीं
breakout room. You can start discussing. So shall we discuss? Have you discussed your colleague's story in the breakout room who have exhibited that value?
Yes, we did get to discuss, but not everybody could share because of the positive.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So we will take two stories from online people, okay, and one or two stories from in-person people. Will that be okay? Because we have to be mindful of the time also. Okay. So who would like to share from in person? Please, anybody who is having the powerful. Yes, ma'am. Please.
So it's meant to call and trust and
Hmm.
here is example of. We can't hear. Can you bring the laptop? Ask you to.
Ma'am, you come here. You come here.
I'm just being mindful of people who are attending online. They'll also be able to hear the story.
Yes, yes. I will mute from here.
Yeah, so
It's fine now.
So very quickly, I want to share example of Sachin, who is working as office assistant with Lenda Hand India for past more than 10 years, and his example is to which goes with or aligns with values of commitment and cause, result, trust, and transparency. Because there is not a single day when he is in office, and we have to check whether the office is open on time or no, whether the office is closed properly or not. So we ourselves, when we talk about it, when Sachin is there, we all are rest assured about this. So trust and transparency and commitment.
So anybody would like to share from online?
yeah, sure. I'd like to go if anybody else is not willing to share. I was sharing in the team and portray of a mix of values, right? It was commitment to cause and result and empathy. So when I used to work with the Tamil Nadu PMU team, we had scheduled the SSC TOT, that's a Sector Skill Council TOT, for the first time, and we were trying our hands on with it for the first time. So at that time, me and Shilpa, both of us were working. Shilpa is my team colleague. So we planned for everything. We were doing 500 occasional trainers TOT, I mean teachers TOT for the first ever time, 500 together. So pretty nervous about it, and we distributed responsibilities between both of us. And 2 days before that, she fell ill. She had a fever, and then she was diagnosed with chickenpox, and she immediately had to leave home. So she comes from Kerala, so she had to leave to Kerala. So at that time, what happened was we just had another day, and it was very skeptical about how am I going to handle this whole thing together, because we had well planned and tried to manage it between both of us. She, despite her illness, went home, connected online, having it, tried to manage a lot of classes through that, tried to monitor a lot of things, and was there for the next 10 days despite what she was going through. I think this is an excellent display of commitment to cause and result, and also empathy for her team member who's here, who's going to, and for the team who's trying this for the first time and making it a huge success for us. So I'd like to give it to her and also this.
Thanks a lot, Abhinay, for sharing this. And with this, I would like to come back to our presentation. Now, how is the energy level after sharing these stories of your colleagues? So again, open your Mentimeters. And share the energy levels. How are you feeling now? Screen is not being shared. So everybody is able to share, see the screen.
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
And everybody is able to see in the Mentimeter and record their responses.
Yes.
So earlier the energy was 6 point something. Now it is kind of 7.4. So the energy is increased. Any reason for this? So people here are telling कि चाय आ गई इसलिए एनर्जी इंक्रीज हो गई. और जो ऑनलाइन लोग हैं जिनके पास चाय नहीं है या वो घर पे चाय पी रहे हैं साथ साथ.
काफी लोग तो ऑफिस में भी दिखाई दे रहे हैं, नॉट जस्ट होम.
Anybody else would like to share that what is the reason of this change in energy? You can write here again in the Mentimeter that what is the reason for this change in energy levels? So anybody online would like to share anything about this? What activity we have done? How is it helping you to increase your energy?
Should I go?
Yes, please.
Initially, when we started attending this session, a lot of things about work and everything was going on in mind. But during the breakout room, we got to reflect on the core values that we are contributing towards every day. Also, we got an opportunity to give shout out to one of our colleagues, which is a positive attitude. So that gave some level of positive energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manisha. Thank you for sharing. And here I would like to introduce, so the first concept which came forward through your wisdom only. This is nothing but energy.
This is not visible to us.
Yeah, I will tell you. So this is energy circle. So this is how we can make energy circles. Rather than discussing something else, discussing about these things, giving the positive energy to all the group and discussing our values and who have exhibited. So this is a kind of energy circle demonstration which we have given right now. So how are you liking this exercise? Thank you for sharing. Now we will move back to our presentation. And we are on the second level of our session, that is case study. So here I will be distributing 2 case studies to different groups, and through those case studies, the case study full description is there, and there are 3 questions for each case study. So every group has to answer just one question. You don't have to answer every question. Every group has to answer just one question. Even for the online people who will join the breakout rooms, I think you have received the case studies through mail. Has everybody received the case studies? Okay. So Dr. Revati is sharing the case studies through mail. And when you will be in the breakout rooms, I would like to tell that the people who are in odd numbers of breakout rooms, that is 1, 3, and 5. They will discuss about the case study 1. Okay, and the people who are in even number of breakout rooms, that is 2, 4, and 6, they will discuss case study 2, and each group will discuss just one question. So 1 will discuss first question, 3 will discuss second question, and fifth will discuss third question. Similarly, second, fourth, and sixth will discuss first, second, and third question. Am I clear for the online people? And here, what am I distributing? One question each group will be discussed. So this is case 1 and case 2. Case 1, case 2, case 1, case 2, case 1, and case 2. And we will be in the breakout rooms for 10 minutes will be enough for breakout rooms.
Sure.
Yeah, 10 minutes for the breakout room for one question. Just for one question you have to discuss. So firstly, I would let you know about the case study. Shall I read it out for once? Case study 1. Okay, no worries. So online people have got Dr. Revati? Yeah.
Hey, which case study are we supposed to read? The 1 or 2?
So are we back, everybody? So coming to the first question of case study 1. Okay. First we will have the answer from here. किसके पास था? Case study 1 का first question. आपके पास. So यहाँ पे कैसे आएगा प्रतीक? आप अपना लैपटॉप शेयर करेंगे? Then they will answer. Or we'll start online first. Can we start online first? So who is with case 1, question number 1? Anybody can start the answer.
Room number 1 was very prepared.
Yeah, can we go
One
first?
second. Yeah.
Yeah, Manisha, go ahead. Speak.
Yeah, our group discussed multiple points. One was that one of the early sign can be if the team members are losing cool very often. The second can be not being able to meet the shorter deadlines. There is a bigger deadline, but there are small tasks assigned to people if they're not being able to meet the deadline. Third was, I forgot if Karthik sir, if you want to add.
So I think these were the two. Okay. There
Okay.
was, I think,
Can you
one more
please
which had.
repeat? Can you please repeat?
One was if the team members are losing cool very often, not keeping their patience. The second one was if they are not being able to meet the deadlines of the smaller tasks assigned.
Okay.
So that can be one of the early sign. And third is we generally know our team members' efficiency, but if they are not being that efficient at that particular time of being under pressure, then we should also understand there is something wrong and people are not being that motivated. And
Yes. So I would like to ask here, everybody here in the room also, and to the online people, that what are you doing here when you are saying that their efficiency is reduced, their patience is reduced? What are you doing here? Anybody would like to answer here? Yes. Yes, yes.
It's more of it's important that we communicate and we listen to people.
Okay.
Whenever something is wrong.
Okay. So there here people are saying so communication and
Communicate and listen to people.
communicate and listen to the people. But she is sharing that efficiency will be reduced and patience will be reduced because we know the person's efficiency from long time. So something which is reduced. So what we are doing here? Okay.
what we discussed
Are we
was
observing something about that person? Okay. So how to recognize the early signs of team burnout is? Can we say that we are observing? And how we are observing? By comparing present and the earlier one. Okay. Earlier one. So anybody would like to say anything, Manisha? Am I able to answer it properly?
no,
Whatever
I
you
was
shared?
trying to respond to the second part of
one
the
second.
question.
Sorry.
I thought you were asking about the second part of the question about the preventive measures. So I was responding to that. If that is not the case, then there is nothing to say.
Okay, okay. Okay. So how to recognize the early signs of team burnout and what preventive measures could have been taken? So how to recognize the early signs of team burnout is we are observing them. Okay. And what preventive measures could be taken is what you have said, we can communicate with them, we can empathize with them. Now, is it clear, Manisha? And everybody else?
Yes.
Everybody else, anybody else has to say anything about this. So here, what concept is coming in front? What all concepts are coming in front? Observation and empathy. And one more is communication. So for online people, the concepts which we are sharing here is observation, empathy, and communication. So these are the concepts which are coming out from this question. So is it okay? Now, shall we move on the second question? We will take from here now. So who will take the second question here? Who is you are preparing? Okay. Case study one. Case and question number 2. Pratik, can you please do the mic here?
Am I audible to all?
Yes, very much.
Online guys. Okay. Okay. So the question that we had was, in this situation for project success, how do we balance achieving the goal as well as team well-being? कैसे balance कर सकते हैं? So the team discussed and we came up with 3 things. First is work distribution equally. We know strength also of each member, and can we create a support system कि अगर हमारे पास shortage of team members है, can we ask support from different teams as well? So this is one thing we came up with. The second is what can be compensated. For example, abhi bahut agar stressful hai, maybe can we have like half an hour, or maybe after the project is over, some activities for the well-being of the participants or the team members, or can we, after the project is done, can we give recognition letters to them, some sort of recognition where their work is appreciated. This is second thing that we came up with. And third is flexibility of work in terms of comfort. So if there is a task that can be done घर से, अगर जो चीज हो सकती है, मे बी उसमें टीम एंगेजमेंट उतना नहीं है, सो टीम मेंबर का ट्रैवलिंग में टाइम बचेगा, द पर्सन कैन परफॉर्म द टास्क फ्रॉम द होम, एंड इफ इट मीटिंग्स एंड एवरीथिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड देन, तो इस तरह का अगर कुछ flexibility of work can also be done. So this is the third thing that we thought of. Thank you.
Yeah. So the concepts which have been discussed out of the second question are mostly related to recognition, providing that support system, and being flexible. Are we on this? Yes. Any other concept? No. So flexibility, recognition, and support system. Okay. So these are the concepts which are coming from the second question. Shall we move on to the third question? Yeah. Yeah, you can ask. Yes.
So I just wanted to ask regarding recognition. When you are working in a team, so when you do a task or when you task, so there is a equal in the task. And you are
Okay. So the question here, what is asked is by Dr. Revati, that when in terms of recognition, some people are doing a more amount of work and some people are doing less amount of work. But so there is a disparity amongst the amount of work which is done. So how can we recognize that? So anybody is having answer there to this question? Otherwise, I would like to take that answer. Anybody would like to answer? Even here also, if somebody has any answer. So in the on, yes.
So basically what we had mentioned, obviously it is not necessary all the time if you go, somebody, imagine like if he's my supervisor, not necessary that I go and tell him that if you are my supervisor, you know that you know what people are doing, even though you're working in a team, They know the share of work that you have done. So it comes to a person is how to recognize, and also the other thing is when we are, collaborating and working with other people, how the team also gives you recognition and acknowledge the effort that you're putting. So not usually necessary like, we go and ask that this is what I've done and then, I want some recognition.
Yeah.
And just to add to second part of it, if this doesn't work, then the best way is to document things. So just make a task list of what I have done. The most.
Okay.
And then there you have an evidence, right? So you can cross check with the person, see how you have and this is what I should be deserving. I should at least be acknowledged by my team.
Okay.
One thing I very strongly
One second, let them also be inclusive. So for the online people, the answers which are coming here is that there is a difference between recognition and acknowledgement. So every time it is not necessary that we just only have to recognize people with some gifts or something or some materialistic things. It is about the acknowledgement that also we can do. So somebody has given less amount of work or more amount of work, at least we can acknowledge that they have given their share. And the other answer which is coming is that it is about documentation. So if you feel that you have done more amount of work or less amount of work, so whatever you have done, just document it. And then whenever the opportunity is there, then we can share that document at the right point of time. Am I right to say that? Or anything else? No. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Somebody else is also want to share something.
I just wanted to add this part. Whenever such hectic projects come with certain deadlines and everything, I think the manager, the leading person, should have a mindful check or mindful understanding of what work has been given.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So one more thing which is coming here is that who is the person responsible, that is the manager. They should be well aware of the perspectives of all the people. Okay, so it is looking the situation from all the perspectives. So that is one more concept which is coming here, is looking from a wider perspective, and the manager should understand taking the consideration into whole team, not just one member of the team, because it is the collaboration. It is not just one effort or a single effort from any single person. Anybody would like to have say here anything about this?
Just to add on to the acknowledgement part, sometimes it is very important to acknowledge at the right time and in the right place, because sometimes that acknowledgement doesn't work if it is not at the right time and in the right place to motivate the team member. So that was one addition from my end.
So Manisha, you are being applauded here by many of them. I would like to share that whatever you have shared, many people are resonating with it. And I would like to ask again that how many of you are resonating with all these case studies here? Are you able to resonate with this? Thank you. Thank you. So shall we move on to the third question? So third question can be taken online. Case 1, third question. Anybody who has done it can answer it.
Has anyone in the online space answered the third question?
So, Abhinay,
Yes.
is that you? You can go ahead if you want.
Yeah, I will try to answer. Okay.
Okay.
So we had discussed that we will address this question with it is we are going to discuss about the question number 3, right?
Yes,
That
yes.
I got one.
Yes.
So we will whatever we discuss over there, that was the we will be ready with our pre-plan things. We will be pre-scheduled because our sponsor is not that much punctual in attending or punctual in the all tasks. Then we will be ready with our plan. We will be pre-scheduled. We will be resourceful. Try to get all contact details or all our program details with us always. We'll all reports. Then we will keep the transparency between the between sponsorer, then our different stakeholders of the program. And then again we will try to perform all tasks as per our program proposal, program schedule on time. Then because we are working with different stakeholders, so this is again the credibility issue of the organization, so we will stick on the to our schedule. Then we will try to perform all the task on time because काम ही समाधान है इस case में. Then we will also report back to stakeholders as well as our sponsor, because he or she is not even that much punctual. Still we will report back what we have done, what is the impact of their sponsorship on the social cause. Then again after the completion of the all tasks, we will send thanking letter to sponsor, क्योंकि उन्होंने जो स्पॉन्सरशिप दिया उसके कारण ये सोशल कॉज पे हम काम कर पाए.
Thanks a lot, Meena, for sharing. So the concepts which are coming from here, from the third question is pre-planning, time management, transparency, and acknowledgement of the sponsor. So am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. Anybody else has to add any concept here?
Can I just add to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we had discussed in our group was we also had a bit of confusion towards this. Um, uh, so maybe you could also answer to this, as in one of the viewpoints was that the core values of the organization are like a guiding guiding star kind of a thing, wherein it will lead to help you make decisions and also the actions after that. So that is the role of the organization's values, is what we thought. And other role was also as discussed by Meena Kumari. So say for example, if there is a specific value that is in the forefront in a specific given high pressure situation, maybe that value will then further tell us how we have to take it ahead. So
Sure.
these were the two confusions. Maybe if we could just talk about that a bit.
Yes. So confusion was, maybe I think Meena Kumari has answered question number 3 of the second case study. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So, and Medha has answered question number 3 of case number 1. So we have covered third question of both the case studies with that. Yes. So now we are remaining with just 2 more questions of case 2, that is 1 and 2. So who would like to take here? Case study 2, question number 1. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
So question is, what proactive steps can be taken to utilize the waiting periods effectively, turning them into opportunities? So basically, as this case study says that the sponsor, the funder is not so proactive, and that's why the delay is happening in the projects, and the team motivation is also declining. So how we can use these waiting periods which are happening due to the negligence of the sponsor? So we were discussing that maintaining motivation in this kind of situation is very crucial and important for the team's well-being. So we will take some actions in the team, like continuously discussing what are our cows, why we are working, what are our goals, and so far what we have done. So that review work will uh, done in the team. So it will keep active and updated the whole team that we are working for this cause. And also for the capacity building, we will utilize this time for the capacity buildings regarding the projects requirements and all. So it will be like in anticipation, what kind of challenges, what kind of things we need to do in upcoming times as per the projects timeline changes. If the challenges, bigger challenges comes occurs, so in that time the team's mindset will be set, or they will be prepared. So if this kind of challenges comes occurs, so how we will react, how we will behave. So this is we are proposing the capacity building of the team and pre-planning for the projects. So this is how we will utilize waiting periods.
Yeah. So here the things which are coming are that how to properly utilize this. The concepts which came into is first sharing with our family members also that in what capacity we are working, until that time when we have to share, when we are waiting, then again increasing that capacity of the project, or a capacity or anticipation that yes, it can happen from the sponsors, then preparing ourselves and how to utilize that time, then different things which can be incorporated into that time. So what different things which can be incorporated into that time? What are those different things which can be incorporated into that time, so that you will be thinking that yes, I'm properly utilizing this time? One thing you shared is capacity build-up. Anything else?
इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स, व्हाट इट मीन्स कि अलावा एक ऑफिसर के जो जितने भी ऑफिसर्स हैं वहां पर या कोई और लोग भी हैं, तो बेहतर है उनसे एक बेहतर और बहुत अच्छे संबंध बनाने का एक बेहतरीन मौका.
Networking. Yeah. So networking can be increased.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, networking can be increased. Anything else? Communication. So all these things can be utilized for that time which we think that it is getting wasted. Okay. Yes, upskilling is also there. That till that time when we know that this project has come, how can we upskill ourselves till that time? Thank you for sharing all these things. Now the last question is, how can this second question of the second case study, is anybody going to answer here?
Actually,
or we'll take it the online? Yes, online participants.
I want to relate it with the vision and purpose. If anybody is able to balance particular both things, then no doubt he is completely able to define his purpose and vision. और बहुत अच्छा होगा, और इसी तरह से वो अपनी आपकी मदद कर सकता है. दूसरा क्वेश्चन जो है आपका, हाउ कैन इंडिविजुअल बैलेंस पर्सनल प्रायोरिटीज विद लाइफ मिशन ड्यूरिंग चैलेंजिंग टाइम्स, ये इसमें काफी हद तक मदद करेगा और वो पूरी तरह से सफल भी होगा. अलावा इसके टीम बिल्डिंग, ये भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट भाग है इसमें, जिसमें हमें कह सकते हैं कि गोल टीम के माध्यम से जो है गोल सेटिंग होती है और प्लानिंग, कि किस तरह से हम इस प्लान को इस तरह से व्यवस्थित करें कि सारे टीम मेंबर्स का इस्तेमाल भी हो जाए और हम अपने जो पर्सनल प्रायोरिटीज है उन पर भी पूरा ध्यान दे सके.
तो क्या इसमें भी हम एंटिसिपेशन कर सकते हैं कि कहाँ पे हमें अपने लाहिज मिशन को आगे रखना है, कहाँ पे हमारी पर्सनल प्रायोरिटीज को आगे रखना है, और उन प्रायोरिटीज को हमें कैसे मैनेज करना है टाइम टू टाइम? कैन वी बी फ्लेक्सिबल ऑन दैट? And again, because it is a teamwork, so where we are not able to manage that personal priorities, so their team can support us. So it is all about that team building, support, and managing our priorities and anticipation of those priorities in terms of the project which we are being given.
Right, it can be. And one more thing that I want to add here, be always be ready to adapt and adjust.
Adaptability. Yes. So now all the questions have been cleared now. now with all these different questions, all these concepts have come into place. Now I would like to share my wisdom. So are you all ready? Thank you. So this question has already been discussed. So this one more thing is, can we go back to the Mentimeter? Are there any situations when you feel disconnected from the work?
Where is the next question?
This is the next question. It is on the screen also, and there is a scanner also if you are out of the Mentimeter. What are the main situations when you feel disconnected from the work?
The main situations when you feel disconnected from the world. Right.
Work is only thing.
We are coming to the point.
So I would like to have your thoughts, sir, after sharing your responses. So the most important thing which is coming here is lack of clarity and motivation. Atul sir, do you have to say anything? Because when it is being shared, you laughed.
Yeah, I just want to relate with the emotions.
Yes.
हमारे इमोशन जिस ढंग से कम ज्यादा होते हैं, तो मैंने ऑब्जर्व ये किया है कि मैक्सिमम लोग इसके कंट्रोल में काम करते हैं, जाने या अनजाने में। और अभी आपने जो पॉइंट उठाया वो डिपेंड है अपने ऊपर कि हम उसको।
Yes. Thanks a lot for sharing, sir. और आपने मेरी आगे की प्रेजेंटेशन को और आसान बना दिया है, because now I will share my concept because you have taken this concept of emotions. So how emotional intelligence can play a role in all these things? So can we move ahead? So what is emotional intelligence? It is the ability to recognize and understand the emotions, not just our own selves, but the emotions of others also, because we are all working in team in social environment. We all are social beings. So understanding our own emotions and understanding the team's emotions, the people around us, and just not knowing them. Aware होके भी कुछ नहीं हो जाएगा. It is about what can we do about it after getting aware. So if we are aware of our own emotions, then how can we manage them? And if we are aware of other people's emotions, then how are we able to build the relationships? Is there any problem in online connection or everything is all right?
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Okay. Thank you. Because I think Atul sir's screen was frozen.
Yeah, no.
Okay, now it is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the personal, it is about the personal and both social competence. What I see, that is, it is not just only limited to what I see about the awareness. It is also about what I do, how I'm able to manage myself and how am I able to manage the relationships. Okay. And depending on these 4 basic foundations of self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management, this tree of life, it flourishes. And in this tree of life, whatever qualities which we have are like empathy, what we discussed, that we have to empathize with our team members. We have to have healthy relationships. We have to include every one of us. We have to be able to listen to them. We have to be cooperative. We have to be flexible. So all these concepts which you have shared. So this is the beauty of collective wisdom, that whatever I was going to share with you, it was already coming from you. So this is the basic foundation of emotional intelligence, and through these 4 pillars of emotional intelligence, this tree of life, where conflict management, resilience, flexibility, collaboration, healthy relationships, everything comes into picture. Okay. So now, how can we be aware and how can we manage this? So based on this, we are coming to the last part of our presentation, that is the framework. So it can be divided into a framework, that is, when you are in a high pressure situation, be calm. We all are saying this thing only, but how can we be calm? So it is an acronym. Can we use this as an acronym? That C is for cultivating that awareness. What is A? After cultivating that awareness, applying that regulation on ourselves, applying that self-regulation, then leveraging empathy, knowing each other, that is social awareness, and finally mastering those social skills with the help of awareness, how you are maintaining those relationships. And now if we will discuss these all 4 parameters in detail, how we can cultivate this self-awareness. So first is reflecting daily, like how right now you reflected on these situations and what is coming. You were thinking, you were writing, you were sharing, you were conversing. So reflecting on the situations daily, it can make you aware that what emotions are you feeling right now. So just being aware, sometimes if we are not able to think on our own, then share in the group settings, like just now we shared. Then if even in the group we are not able to come to any conclusion, ask for some feedbacks from the trusted ones. Look at any situation from a third angle perspective. Don't be the participant in that situation where some situation is triggering your emotion. Don't be the participant of that. Step back from that situation and be an observer of that situation. That if some situation, this similar situation is coming to my friend, how will I see that situation and what suggestion I will give to my friend? So this is applying the third angle perspective to that situation, which is actually triggering your emotions. And then when you will be able to reflect it and when you will be able to see it from the third angle perspective, how are you finding your triggers? Where is the trigger lying? From where are those triggers applying on yourself? So this is all nothing but micro mindfulness. What is mindfulness? We all being asked to do breathing exercises, to concentrate on our breathing. So this is micro mindfulness, where we are getting aware of each and every moment, that कहाँ पे मेरे triggers हुए, कौन से situation ने मेरे triggers किए, मुझे उस situation को एक third angle perspective से अगर मैं देखूं तो मुझे क्या दिखता है वहां पे. So this is how we are able to cultivate that self-awareness. Anybody would like to ask here on it? From the online people also. Any questions here? Yes.
One question beyond all this. अभी मुझे ये भी पता चल गया कि मेरे ट्रिगर पॉइंट.
हाँ.
उसके बाद क्या?
उसके बाद रेगुलेशन है ना, तो अभी तो सिर्फ अवेयरनेस आ रही है. सो उसके बाद क्या? So that is what is, then we have to manage it. So that I'm coming to that second point. So till here, anybody is having any question? No? Shall we move ahead? So now the awareness has come with all these things by reflecting, by seeking some feedback, by a third angle कि हाँ ये मेरे triggers हैं, अब मुझे उनका क्या करना है. So second is applying that self-regulation. How you can do that? Face your triggers. First and foremost thing, what we generally do on a default mode is, जहां पे हमारे triggers activate होते हैं, we avoid that situation. But the solution lies in the problem only. So we have to face those triggers, because जब तक हम उनको face नहीं करेंगे तब तक उनमें से solution निकलेगा कैसे? So that is the first point. Sit with those triggers. ठीक है? Give yourself that space, that your space, your me space. Okay, this is my trigger. Sit with them. Don't avoid them. Face your triggers. Okay, and if it is in the workplace, how your triggers and your organizational values are in conflict. Observe those things. So in your workplace, can you bring those organizational values in forefront, or your triggers are your priority? So there the priority management is coming into picture. Sometimes your conflicts in the organization, you have to calculate and analyze that what is your priority. Am I sitting in the organization? Then I have to value my triggers or the organizational values. Third is, if you are not able to, because it is, I will not say it is impossible, but sometimes it becomes difficult for some people, then you can connect with your mentor or a coach who will be your partner, a thinking partner, to let you analyze and let you observe. If you are not able to apply that third angle view, then he will be able to let you understand from the third angle perspective and let you understand what are your triggers. So you can apply those things with the help of a mentor and coach. And sometimes you need those micro breaks. Sometimes when those triggers are there and you are aware कि yes, आज अब मेरा trigger हो गया है apply. So those micro breaks are needed. But here I would like to make a point that those micro breaks are not for smoking. Okay, so are we all here on that? Are we all there? Apply these things, that these micro breaks are not for smoking. You can chit chat, you can discuss these things with your colleagues, okay, to have that feedback and to see it from the third angle perspective, to have that me space, those micro breaks, but not for anything else. And set boundaries before you overwhelm. Like when you have set your priorities कि ठीक है, ये मेरे लाही का मिशन है, ये मेरी पर्सनल प्रायोरिटीज हैं, तो पहले ही जैसे हमने यहाँ पे लिखा एंटिसिपेशन. सो फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट ओनली एंटिसिपेशन की कहाँ पे मेरी प्रायोरिटीज ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हैं एंड कहाँ पे मेरी लाही की ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वैल्यूज ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसको कम्युनिकेट कैसे करूं, जहां पे आई एम नॉट एबल टू अंडरमाइन माई ओन प्रायोरिटीज. सो कम्युनिकेट इट with your seniors, with your team members, that here I will not be able to manage my priorities, so I need support. So those support also. So all these things, all these concepts have been collectively evoked through your discussions. So till now, anything else you would like to ask? Any questions till here? Now, did I answer your questions? Ki uske baad kya? Anybody else here?
Example.
Yes.
If we don't have mentor or coach,
Yes.
how do we do that?
Yeah. So that is why I'm saying that me time is important to sit with your triggers. Yes, everybody is not there as a mentor and a coach. Till the time you don't find your mentor and coach, that me time and reflecting कि क्या मेरे triggers हैं और उसको और analyze करके मुझे अभी यहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वैल्यूज और मेरे ट्रिगर्स के बीच में जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है उसको कैसे मैनेज करना है, मेरी प्रायोरिटी क्या है, ठीक है. और फेसिंग, क्योंकि जब तक आप उसको फेस नहीं करोगे उसमें से सॉल्यूशन नहीं निकलेगा. फेसिंग द ट्रिगर्स इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग.
in this process, is it
Yes.
a high possibility that a person, he or she can go into more of self-doubt and these areas rather than अभी हर किसी को ये भी शायद नहीं होता है जैसे सबसे वाले में नहीं हो रहा I might aware about my emotions and everything.
Yes.
That might lead into more depression, especially
Yes.
my existence.
Yes.
How do we bring the problem of not going into that
Okay.
depression? How do we...
Yeah. So the question here is that if we are not able to face our triggers, how can we not go into self-doubt that yes, these are my triggers and maybe I'm wrong in interpreting my triggers. So how can I prevent myself to go in that self-doubt if I'm not having that mentor or coach with me? So anybody would like to answer in online platform about this question?
इस समय पूरी ईमानदारी के साथ अपने आप से ही बात कर ली जाए तो अपने को सॉल्यूशन मिल सकते हैं.
थैंक यू सर. और कोई जो जवाब देना चाहे? Anybody else? Isha, anything you would like to mention?
और जैसा आपने लास्ट इसमें कहा था ना, लास्ट स्लाइड में, थर्ड पार्टी,
Third part.
yeah,
Yes, third angle. Yeah,
it
Isha,
also very well done.
any wisdom from you, Isha?
I think we are good. The room is full of wise people, and collectively, I think they've already come across solutions. People have beautifully actually maneuvered over the online sessions. Also, I'm happily surprised to see whichever room I was going to, they were sharing and very beautifully coming across. They didn't need any help. Very, very supportive team. Yeah.
So here, Isha, the
Thank you so
question
much,
is,
the team.
yeah, Isha, the question is that if you are not able to face your triggers and you go into that self-doubt, that whether your triggers are important to you or whether you are able to face that triggers and whether you are not able to come out of that solution. So how to deal with that situation? Anything else which is coming to your mind?
Okay. Yeah, my formula, the way I work is label the emotion first, call it out. If it's a self-doubt, and what is that self-doubt? So labeling the doubt, doubt could be of various forms. So labeling it very clearly, doubt from what, doubt with what, and other fears also, label them, talk to them. I think this is exactly what you also said, sit with them, talk to them, and anchor yourself with your with things that keep you high, which means your achievements, which means the applause, which means the love and conditioning that you already have. So anchor yourself there, because it is very easy to swirl down with doubt and with fear. That's the easier thing, and the brain loves to do that. And the more difficult thing is to hold on to the strength that you have inside. Work with that.
Yeah. So I would like to thank you, Isha, for your wisdom. So the answer I would like to give here is that whenever you are in self-doubt, there are always two voices inside you. Can you realize that doubt is where? When you have two options. Doubt is there when you have two options. So inside you, there are two voices. क्या मैं इसकी बात सुनूं या ना सुनूं? So doubt तभी आता है. So at that time, one voice will always be more louder. Hear that voice. That will be your voice. And the other voice, which is not louder, that is somehow you are justifying कि नहीं, मैं गलत हूं. But एक voice आपको बता रही होगी कि नहीं, आप सही हो. So start building on that. Start building to recognize that voice and believing in yourself. That will be my answer. If anybody has any questions about this answer, you can ask. And all these things come with practice. When we sit with ourselves, because this me time is very much important, which we always ignore. Leading self-analysis is very much important. Before starting any day, sitting with our own selves and listening to our own selves is very much important before we present ourselves to the world. Because this body of ours, we are presenting this body to the whole world. We are presenting ourselves to the whole world. But how much time we are presenting this to ourselves? And all the answers are here. Even with the mentor and coach also, they are your thinking partners. They will hold that space and will allow you to think, so that answers will come through you only. So sitting with yourself and observing your own self is very much important. That is self-awareness and self-regulation. Anything which is coming right now? Shall we move ahead? Third thing is leveraging empathy. That is social awareness. How are we listening to others? First is listening to ourselves. Now, third thing is listening to others. We can listen beyond the words, through their body, through their tone, through their energy. Even अगर हम किसी से फोन पर भी बात कर रहे हैं, we are able to understand क्या वो person खुश है या sad है. कैसे? हम उसकी tone पहचान लेते हैं. So we always listen through different parts of the body. Otherwise, if we are just working on our phone and somebody else is conversing with us, are we actually listening to that person? So we have to minimize the distractions when we are communicating. So here, one of the concept was communication, understanding each other's perspective. But how will we understand each other's perspective when we are having less distractions? That is very much important. Whenever you are meeting the sponsors, always try to understand that wherever you are going, there is something which is there for you. But what's in it for them? Because it is always a collaboration. It is always mutual. Relationship is mutual. So if we want something from them, what is it in for them? How can we satisfy them by having this relationship? And most importantly, while conversing, try to suspend your judgments. Because what is judgment? That he is talking to me, I'm talking to him. Whenever he is talking to me, I will analyze. Okay, he's saying this, I'm analyzing in my mind. What does he mean? So every moment we are judging everybody. We are putting our world into his conversation. Our experiences, maybe his experience is different. He might be saying something else. His intent may be different. But what I'm putting into the picture is into this conversation is my experience. So stop judging first. Be open-minded while you are conversing. Don't bring your world into the picture while you are conversing with others. Only then you will be aware that what are their emotions, what are they going through. जब भी हमें कोई बात कोई शेयर करता है, अपने इमोशंस शेयर करता है, हम सबसे पहले वो सोचने लग जाते हैं, हाँ मुझे भी इस सिचुएशन में ऐसा फील हुआ था, तो शायद इससे भी ऐसा ही फील हो सकता है. जरूरी नहीं है. Everybody can feel differently in different situations. So be open to listen that. Be open to observe that. Don't judge. So this is about social awareness by leveraging empathy. Anything anybody would like to ask till here? No? Shall we move ahead? And the last is, after being socially aware, how to be able to manage those relationships by being assertive in communication. Whatever you have to communicate, be polite and say it. Sometimes we don't communicate and जो है वो अपने अंदर build-up हो रहा है और फिर एक दिन वो pressure cooker की तरह फट जाता है. And then we realize ये मेरा trigger था. तो वो trigger जब बनने ही नहीं देना है, उसको चीज क्या है, उसको ना बनने देने के लिए जो मन में आता है उसको शेयर करो, बट शेयर करने का एक तरीका है. सो व्हाट आई से इज, इन योर बॉडी whatever you are eating, it is flowing down also. ठीक है, तभी वो एक साइकिल बना हुआ है. Until and unless it will not flow out of the body, you will have digestive problems. Similarly, in terms of your emotions, whatever you are feeling, you are receiving some emotions, they also have to flow out. If they are not flowing out, where they are accumulating? Here, in your brain. तो अगर वो डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम में विदाउट फ्लो प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, तो यहां पर वो प्रॉब्लम जिसको हम डिप्रेशन बोलते हैं. सो देयर इज अ वे टू फ्लो दीज इमोशंस. इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि उनको तब तक फ्लो नहीं कराना है जब तक कि वो ट्रिगर में डेवलप ना हो जाए और फिर वो थ्रू एंगर, थ्रू फ्रस्ट्रेशन, थ्रू इरिटेशन बाहर निकले. देयर हैज टू बी वे टू लेट देम फ्लो by communicating assertively. And while communicating, include diverse perspectives. Yes, मेरा एक पर्सपेक्टिव है किसी सिचुएशन को देखने का, बट सामने वाले का भी एक पर्सपेक्टिव है उस सिचुएशन को देखने का. Am I including his or her perspective while I am maintaining that relationship? And when we are in this organization, are we able to manage those conflicts between diverse perspectives? Because everybody is here having their own perspective. So these conflicts are bound to happen. So are we able to manage those conflicts by putting an helicopter view or a third angle perspective कि ये अगर सबका different perspective है, how can we come to a common ground जो कि हमारी organizational values के साथ match होता है. And finally, कभी कभी हम वो skip level connect की opportunity अगर हमें मिलती है, how can we make that skip level connect? Skip level connect is that if we are not able to share something with our immediate seniors, then can we go one level above? Can we have that opportunity? For that, seek those opportunities. There is nothing wrong in it, but make your immediate seniors in the loop. So again, assertive communication. So this is about maintaining those healthy relationships by being aware of the other's perspectives. So here also the concept came, knowing their perspectives, knowing others' perspectives. So all the concepts which you have discussed through questions and whatever answers came, these are all the part of emotional intelligence. So anything anybody would like to share now? Yes, Revati.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because it's not past experience.
Yes.
And into those experiences or say from our mind. It's because. So when you are in the process to come or trying to get towards you,
Okay. Yes.
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 You have acceptance of the situation.
Yes. Yes.
But from what I have experienced, you still get triggered every time.
Yes. Yes.
So I just wanted to.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So Revati has asked a question here. I would like to share here that when you know that this is your trigger and it is happening again and again with the past experiences also, it is there. Somewhere you accept that yes, this is your trigger and you want to make peace with it, but somehow you are not able to make peace with it. But you know that this is your trigger, but you are not able to do anything. What can we do in that situation? Anybody has any answer about this? Otherwise, I will answer this. Anybody here in the room would like to answer? No? Anybody in the online session would like to answer this? No? Isha?
I was thinking this will come. मैं unmute करके बैठी थी. So the question is that if I know my trigger and I'm not able to deal with it, what should I do? Like Archana explained us, these are the two voices. The trigger is one voice, and there's always a wiser man in your head. So let them both talk. And you will know what action you should take, whether from the wise man's angle or from the trigger's angle. And that's my thought, my 2 cents, Archana, you can add.
Sure. Thank you, Isha. So the question, yeah, tell me.
So, when you get triggered, I think you have like two options. You can just respond to it or you can react to it. So, when you are in that situation or phase, so mostly what happens in this situation, right? So you
Yeah. Sure, sure. So so Revati is saying here that in the moment when the trigger is happening, I choose to react, but always I react and then I feel ki why did I react rather than responding. So the two voices which are there are either I should react or I should respond, but I generally react. So I will ask here, what is your choice?
I don't know. Like it's not a very thoughtful thing that I.
Yeah, that is okay. So when you analyze the situation afterwards, like now when you are saying कि मैं हमेशा react ही करती हूँ उस situation पे, in the moment मैं react करती हूँ. आज अगर हम उसी situation के बारे में वापस सोचें, so आपका आंसर क्या होगा? What would you like to choose? Would you like to react or would you like to respond?
I just think that I could communicate or react in a like polite way. So it may sound like a response exercise. So I think
So you would like to respond, but actually you are reacting. Okay. So how can you manage it? You don't know. So that is where I told about the self-awareness. Reflecting on those situations. That what happened in that situation? So when you are in the moment, always reacting and not responding. But the choice you would like to give yourself is responding. So, but you are not able to practice that response. So to practice that response, after the situation is done, is over, sit with yourself, reflect on the situation again, and think how differently I could have managed that situation. Again and again, do this. It will not come overnight, but it is proven that when you visualize a situation and when you are actually in that situation, your brain neurons are fired in a similar manner. So when you are visualizing a situation and you are collecting your responses, that from next time I would choose to respond like this. Then with practice of reflections, there are chances that you are increasing your chances of responding to that situation in the next situation. Am I able to answer this question? And is there any question about it in the participants online? Self-talk, yes. Reflections is a self-talk. Whenever after the situation has gone, reflecting how differently I could have handled that situation. That is very much important. So you were saying something.
Like what I kind of answered, kind of say. But there are two things, like we as our brain loves to take shortcuts. So whatever the maybe the situation, our brain is habituated in a way where it just doesn't want to work that extra thing. So take the shortcut. Parents को पता था कि this is the way I react, this is the way I've been learned since childhood. Maybe from the parenting and how everything, how the kid was, grown up. That's one thing. That's where people lose the battle of self, self-talk, and they just leave it in between. Second thing is the emotion sometimes is so high like you're just not able to calm yourself down.
Yeah.
It's just so overwhelming at that point. We're like, no, there's no. You talked about two voices in our head, and the voice of reason just diminishes somewhere.
Yeah.
You just don't. You just don't feel that there is a voice of reason somewhere in the back of your mind. So that's where I feel that talking to another person is better than talking to yourself.
Yes.
At least at a point where कि हाँ मैं इस emotion को deal कर सकता हूँ. And after once you have the realization, maybe you can do it
on your own.
Yeah. But that anchoring is important till the point you able to settle with your emotions.
Sure. So here, sir has shared that there are different whatever voices. Somebody, we are not able to hear them properly sometimes. So we actually need somebody to talk to, so that we are anchored to those situations, because we are being brought up maybe because of parenting, that we like shortcuts. Our brain likes shortcuts. So that is why we are being made to react. We are being brought up like this, that okay, this is the situation, we have to react. So to practice that response and to practice to listen that voice of reason is sometimes difficult for us. So first of all, if we are not able to do that, then we can have some person to talk to, and after that anchoring happens, that yes, this is how I can respond and this is how I can listen to this voice of reason, then we can do that self talk to ourselves. Am I right?
Yes.
In summarizing?
Yes.
Thank you.
I just have one
Yes.
point that what Devesh said, I agree with that. और उसके लिए छोटे-छोटे steps ऐसे हो सकते हैं कि maybe if I know that this is my workplace and I have spent 8 hours and I have identified two people and generally the argument हो जाता है. Whether it's the lunch box that we get or anything. If I know in practice sometimes I myself is that I know that I will get with an argument हो सकता है उनसे, तो आपको find that positive voice of saying take a pause.
Take a pause. Yeah.
Don't answer, जाने दे.
Yes.
So maybe these can be small areas or small steps where I can practice these things and I और जो वो identify रूट का कैसा होता है ना, एक आदत बन जाती है कि you're not giving space to the other person. Because काफी time when we are in that heated moment, we just want to express.
Yes.
We don't take a pause and सामने वाला तो सही भी कह रहे हैं ना.
Sure, sure. So here ma'am is sharing that sometimes with same amount of people, we know that this is going to happen. And in that moment of time, we are not able to answer our voice of reason. And we choose to react. And sometimes it becomes a habit for us. But at that point of time, taking a pause is important. And then again, taking a pause is what? Reflecting on that situation. And again, giving that third angle to that situation. So taking a pause is nothing but that.
And accepting reality, तब तक ये accept नहीं करते ना कि यार दिमाग लगाते सही में कोई मतलब नहीं है. So maybe that is the state when it comes कि बोल के कुछ नहीं होने वाला, argument ही होने वाला है. And it's not entirely about the space where we work, but in general also accept the reality of.
So here the question is coming that accept the reality. But I would like to question that whether you would like to accept that reality.
Maybe feel bandwidth mentally to be that situation right now. अब भी already 10 चीजें चल रही हैं. So maybe I would like to know that.
Or would you like to make it a habit that if I'm not able to accept that reality, then at least how can I express effectively, assertively? If I'm feeling such emotions from that person again and again, and I'm not able to express, how can at least I express so that those emotions can flow out from my body?
And also that would be, is it worth it expressing or
Then it is your choice. So it is depending on the situation. If you feel that it is not worth it only, then you can choose to keep mum. But if you feel that nahi, at least एक बार express तो हो जाए, so you can choose that in the moment, in the situation. So again, that flexibility comes into picture. How can you be flexible in your own actions?
No, also things become very difficult when you are married to that person. No.
So here the marriage thing is coming. Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm not
So again, when you are married to that person and again same triggers are happening. Again, so what I told is reflections. And in that situation, how effectively you can deal yourself. What would you like to choose? Whether you want to accept that reality or whether you would like to choose something else. At least expressing, at least making her or him know that this is what I am feeling. Making that communication assertively, making it a point to just put in front. So it can be at the organization level also. How are you able to put that point in front? That this is what I am feeling. It is not in your hands or my hands that you have to accept these emotions, but these are my emotions. I just want to express about it. Can we do that? No. No. Okay, any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
आपने जो बताया कि एक्सप्रेस भी रिफ्लेक्ट भी कर दिया, अवेयर भी हो गए, प्रैक्टिस भी कर ली कि इन पॉइंट पे मुझे रिएक्ट भी करना, रिस्पॉन्ड करना।
हाँ.
फिर भी वो जब ट्रिगर आते हैं,
हाँ.
काम करना ही बंद हो जाता है कि नहीं मुझे यहाँ रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करना, रिएक्ट ही करना है।
Yes.
तब क्या करें?
हाँ. So here the question is कि हम अवेयर भी हो गए, हमें ये भी पता चल गया कि हमने रिएक्ट नहीं करना, हमको रिस्पॉन्ड करना है, बट स्टिल जब वो ट्रिगर्स आते हैं हम फिर भी रिएक्ट ही करते हैं. So here the answer is that it means we are not reflecting and practicing enough. Because if you are practicing enough, impossible becomes possible. When you don't know how to ride a bicycle, you have started learning it with the practice. And now, even after 17 years, if you don't ride a bicycle since 17 years, even if the bicycle has been handed to you, you will ride it. So with practice, everything can be done. If you are saying that still you are not able to manage that, it means that practice is not enough. This would be my answer. Anybody else would like to answer on that? Because we are already ahead of time. So can we wrap up here? So finally, these were the calm model, that is cultivating self-awareness, applying self-regulation, leveraging empathy and mastering social skills, which is the gist of emotional intelligence. Okay. And all the concepts which we have shared here through those case studies, they can be deep dived and they can be done as learning application projects. And this whole performa or program plan has been shared with Dr. Revati and Farhan, I think, yeah, Farhan, that if we can, if you would like to have these sessions in detail further in Lahi, then we can do that. Where we will include one-on-one coaching and mentoring sessions also. We can make some volunteers as micro coaches to support your ecosystem where we are not needed, but we will deliver that concept to those volunteers. And there can be some emotional intelligence profile assessments, and the energy circle example which I have shared, they can be dealt with more in a more detailed way, that what are those energy circles and how can you practice it again and again. And there can be some book reviews. So this is a detailed program plan, how we can move ahead. 6 months plan or 1 year plan, it all has already been shared. So whenever they will decide, we can incorporate that plan for all of you. And finally, the key takeaways of the session. Again, please switch on to the Mentimeter fast. Okay, I'll hide this. Huh? Just 6 responses I have got. There are 34 participants left in the online session. From 83, we have come down to 34. Though I managed to finish the session with the stipulated point in time, still I can see lots of dropouts. Shall we move ahead? Finally, how was the session? You can type, ma'am. So this is my LinkedIn profile. If anybody would like to recommend, send the recommendations. If you are on LinkedIn, then you can just go over here and recommend or post your comments about the session. How did you like it or something like that? And this is my Insta profile. I will share it on the main screen also. So thanks a lot for your time, and thanks a lot for being there and taking that one step ahead for emotional intelligence, which is very much needed these days. Only that thing I can say. And thanks a lot for the online participants also being so participative. And anything last word, Risha, anything you would like to say?
I think this was awesome. From people, I mean, I could read in the chat people mentioning that this is the first time they're going through something that is talking about emotions. So I'm so happy that this has become part of them, and I hope that they have some thing that they can take away, which they can use in their daily life. So yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And just one thing, I would like to have a photo with you all, with all your permission. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Archana, and thank you, Isha. Such a wonderful session and a wonderful interactive session.
Thank
you so much, and definitely we'll come back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Just a minute. Note of time from.
We can ask the online people to.
Ma'am, you can come here also. They will also see. Okay, you can say.
You can give it. It's
Thank
just a
you.
token of love from Nahi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So, can we have a picture? Yeah. So here the full screen can be for the participants. Full screen of the participants. Here can be shown, and then people can be So hold the photo. But यहाँ पे पहले full screen कर दीजिए participants. हाँ. Please switch on your cameras just for a photo. Please switch on your cameras. 17 participants only are remaining. That's okay. I think we should look there. Okay.
Video. What can you say?
Hello, emotions.
1, 2, 3.
Hello.
253.
Thanks a lot for all the participants. Thank you, Isha, for co-facilitating with me online. And thanks for your wonderful participation. Wonderful audience. Thank you for the wonderful participation here also. I'm so privileged to be with all of you because you all are working for a cause, for your passion. So I also feel so inspired working with you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you.